All right. Which energy is this, Spirit? Is this a channel, ancestor, angel number? It's saying just pull. Okay. This is not going to be a long message. You've been doing a really good job with working on your inner child. You put a lot of time and energy into working on your inner child, healing your inner child. Like you put because it's like a lot of the triggers that were happening to you in this past year, actually, it was surrounded a lot around your inner child. And it's because this was like a Saturn year, in a way where you were forced to see what wounds, and that's why Saturn with the Saturn retrograde is getting ready to end soon. That's why all of that happened this year, is because you were meant to see which parent wounds you still had or which child wounds you still had, so you could finally come to peace with it, because it's something about you not bringing it into the 9 year. So it's something that you're not going to be bringing with you into the 9 years. So it's not going to bring you into next year, okay, for the 9/9 or the 2000s. So you're releasing something these next few months of this year. You're releasing something. You're finally releasing something that dealt with you nurturing your inner child and being honest with your inner child, okay? Like you sitting with yourself and being honest. Like no one's watching, like you being honest just with yourself. You finally releasing something. I'm seeing someone having like this relief of sigh. I'm hearing you will never cry about this again. So it's something that's bothered you for quite some time, but you'll never cry about this again because you shifted timelines. So as you're finishing out this last swoop of it, I'm hearing, as you walk into the next level of the next timeline of it, as you're going into the next year, this incident, it has nothing to do with you. So you're finishing something off that connected to your last childhood wound. It was like a childhood wound that it's like, you didn't realize, like, why do I keep going through the same cycle? Why does this same thing keep happening? So it could be, as soon as, I get in a relationship, something happened, and the same thing keep happening with the same people I get into a relationship with. Or as soon as I get a new job, the same cycle keep happening. Or as soon as, my money get right, all of a sudden I get broke again. Like you realize that last piece of what it is that kept you in that cycle, okay? You are finally cutting out that last piece, and it related to an inner child wound. But you are at that final piece of cutting it out because it has been revealed to you. In the last 30 days, it was revealed to you. And because of you finally addressing it and letting it go, it's like you release the energy because it's no longer sitting inside of you, and you not, because it's like a lot of times people are taught, well, if it's out of sight, out of mind, but you need to understand when something is out of sight, that motherfucker is in your closet just chilling, collecting dust and mold, which then affects everything else in the closet. Okay? So no, it's not out of sight and out of mind. It's very much so in your mind, and you need to get it out of your mind, work through it, clean it up. Now, it can still go back and sit in there in the closet, but you ain't, got to pick it out and wear it, and it's not affecting nothing else in your closet now. But I'm getting the vibe of you deciding to donate this thing. Like I don't even think you're going to be donating. You're going to be throwing it away, Like you finally going to be letting something go. This last childhood wound. And you know what it is, and you've been working on it. You're doing so good. And it's something about that final moment of it, that final nail in the coffin of it. Like the doors that you see open in another space, okay? Yeah, you got the Ace of Swords coming out, y'all. But it's in the reverse. So you know how I said you speaking up and finally saying something about something that you needed to notice? You get what I'm saying? So this is giving a vibe of turning this Ace of Swords in the upright. When you were a child, you didn't speak on it. When you were a child, you let it happen. When you were a child, you know what I'm saying? It was what it was. But now you are speaking on it. Now you are healing it. Now you are addressing it. You've learned how to master it. Okay? So the things that you didn't speak on or deal with, allowing it to come out to the surface to deal with it and speak with it so you can finally let it lay to rest. Two of Coins is coming out again. So juggling. Some of you all have some things in your energy budget that you're realizing is not you. Is not for you. This ain't you. And in the past, you may have kept certain things or, you know, did certain things because of who you were connected to or whatever the case is. But it's something about you realizing, like, so it's like you going to Pilates every Wednesday because it's a group activity that you do with your friends, but you just be like, I really don't like being at Pilates on Wednesday. Like you may be okay with doing Pilates on Friday, but you don't like doing it just on Wednesday, like, and you getting out of it in that manner, or you speaking up and saying, hey, can we switch it up and do Pilates on a different day sometimes? Okay. You may be juggling and holding on to some things because you don't want to cause conflict with someone else of how something is, but you need to give like your feedback and your thoughts on something, okay, and what it is. Ah! That's wild. You got the death coming out. So someone's death that was very significant in your life as a child. This is someone who passed away when you were a child, before you were 18. Someone who passed away before you were 18, their death, you've been releasing something with their death. Like you really have been releasing the things that have kept your heart anchored, I'm hearing. A lot of you all need to listen to the granddaddy message that we did earlier, the first reading on here. It'll be in the membership area. I'll release them on the channel eventually, but this is giving the vibe of, because you see how they're in the water and the Two of Coins. So something could have been being like an anchor to your heart and your soul because of what happened and how it happened, okay? And what it did to you. And because of that, you may have been doing and acting a certain way because of it, okay? Spirit just told me to give you all my testimony. Wow. The Tower. Oh my gosh. Okay. So my dad's ex-girlfriend, the woman who taught me how to do hair, the woman who taught me about my period, the woman who taught me my first sexual encounter, she was the one who that woman, okay? She was going to Cedar Point. This was my 8th grade year before going to high school. They were going to Cedar Point, and I was supposed to go with them. And my dad was like, no, you need to go to your mom's. It was the summer. And I was so mad at him. Oh my gosh. It was my 8th grade year going to my 9th grade year. I was so mad at him because I was supposed to be going to Cedar Point with her and her job. I was at my mom's, or at my grandma's house with my mom and my sisters. And we were watching the news, and I was just doing whatever. And my grandma was like, Monica, you may know them. They from where you from? She died on the highway by where I was at my mama's. Changed her children's life forever. And I was supposed to be with her. And I was mad at my dad that whole time because he wouldn't let me go. I held on to that for so long. So long. Her death anniversary just passed not long ago. I held on to that for so long. And I had to let go of the anger. And I had to see what it meant. So every time I drove and went to my mama's house, I had to pass that mile marker where she died at, right outside. It's crazy how it happened to the point where it was on the news, where I was at my mama's house on the other side of the state. Okay? So it took a long time. I went through a really bad girl. I went through a bad girl phase after that. It was her death that turned me into the person, it literally, because she was my person. You get what I'm saying? So I had to eventually get through that healing. I didn't get through that healing until I was an adult. An adult, y'all. My Tina. That's my love. Okay? She taught me how to love. Her and my dad weren't even together no more, but she said, I ain't quitting you. I ain't quitting you and your sister. She was my person. And so I say that to say we have to learn how to see where those deaths and those energies have brought us to where we're at now. And knowing that everything happens for a reason. You know, she was my mom for me at a time when my mom couldn't be a mom. My mom was just getting clean from being on drugs. And so her dying at the mile marker outside of the town where my mom was at, that's symbolic to me of both my mamas are always, you know what I'm saying? Like, because she's like my mom to me. She was my mom. And so having that and having those experiences and seeing how they've taught you to be who you are. So this may be someone who's lost their mom. Okay? Because the way I'm feeling this right now, it may be someone who really strongly you lost your mom, or someone is someone who was really close to you when you were young. For me to bring out that example, I ain't never shared that publicly. Like, my family knew it, you know. they know, but I ain't never shared that publicly. When we come to peace, and going back to the grandfather message on us being home, or this was actually before the grandfather message, when we were talking about home, we're home. Home is wherever we are. Those ancestors, they're with us. Every time I do my hair, I think about my Tina. Okay? Every time I do my hair, because her skills that she taught me got me through my bills in undergrad. The things that she taught me got me through. So she's always with me. She's still alive. Along with the other children and things that she influenced. You get what I'm saying? And it's one of those where you embrace it for what it is and what it means. I've been going through death since I was a little girl. Okay? Went to my first funeral. I was a couple months old. But that's what got me into my death doula work. I could easily take it as, why me, why me, why me? Why do all my loved ones die in the same month I was born in? And why do I feel death so much and connect to death so much? And everyone who died always come to me. And because I was drawn to help people transition. I was drawn to help people go through transformation in life. To help them see the difficult and the dark times and see the light in it. That's me. So when I stopped running from it and embrace it as being like, wow, this is not here to hurt me or harm me, but this is here to allow me to embrace more and to help other people learn how to embrace it more. How can I use my gifts to be a help and not a burden? It makes me think of even, I don't know why I'm hearing Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno, no. When the family were like closed off to it, they didn't want Bruno around because Bruno would let them know, like, hey, some shit gonna pop off. You know what I'm saying? They ain't want to hear it. But when they finally realized Bruno's worth, he was welcome. But Bruno never left them, right? So you got to think about it in that way too. Your gift may not always be accepted, but what matters is that you accept it. Sirens in the background, and you have discernment on when to use it and when not to use it. You have discernment on when to tap into this and when not to tap into this. You have the discernment and the skills to know how to turn it off. And that's what this season is about, that we were just talking about in that 111 message. The season of learning how to deal with what you have, how to manage it, be disciplined. I can't just walk around channeling everybody energy I meet. I got to cut that shit off. And how do I cut it off? I'm very delusional on purpose. That's what I come to help me turn off other people's energy in my life. I have to be delusional. So when it's time for me to channel and to be in that space or to tap in, I know it's not diluted and messed with. Okay? But that comes with time. It comes with skill. I ain't always been good at this. But this tower energy, whatever ending that you're working through or healing through, whatever tower has come from it, you need to know that it's going to help you be so self-sufficient. It's already helping you be self-sufficient. But you mastering this is opening up so many doors for you, but it had to bring a tower. And the tower that it had to bring is giving me the vibe of like a mindset or a certain outcome or expectation you may have had, because I feel like how all of this is going to turn out for you is not going to be in the same way that you may have expected it to be. So, for example, you may go into a career, like a degree program, right? Like, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But then when you get out, you get a job in this, and it's something totally different than what you think, but you actually fall in love with it. You know what I'm saying? Just like, wait, hold on, I like this. The Three of Swords in reverse. Then I see a mindset, y'all. And the Three of Swords came out in the reverse. So this is also giving a sense of, you may have had a fear to jump out to do something because of your connection to your loved ones and the ancestors who have passed over. I'm saying, don't be afraid now. Playtime over, baby. Don't be afraid now. That's what that said. Don't be afraid now. Give me one more card, okay? Butterflies and the Butterfly School of Transformation. Y'all have access to the schedule for our workshop this week as well. So y'all should see that in y'all dashboard. I meant to mention that. Y'all gonna see an email real soon too about this. So look at that. All right. What's this shifting energy from lower to higher? Eight of Pentacles. So you're going from doing something sloppily to being more organized with what you do and more intentional, because you're going from being the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse to the upright. You see in the reverse, he coloring all outside the lines. He just doing stuff. But this is giving a vibe of you moving with intention. You moving with intentionality. Okay? You're not doing stuff just to be doing stuff. You know how to utilize your energy and what way to utilize your energy. It's like you sitting down, making it happen. But heavy on being intentional. Heavy on being intentional. It's like I heard, shake what your mama gave ya. Shake what your mama gave ya. But I don't think it's about like shaking your booty. It's giving a vibe of you taking the lessons that you've learned, the information that you learned. Like, you learn how to color inside the lines, okay? Sit there and take your time and color inside the lines. You ain't in no rush for real, because you rushing ain't gonna do nothing but make you have to go back and fix it anyway. And if you would have just did it right the first time and took your time, you wouldn't have to go back and fix it. So I'm hearing do it right the first time. Do it right the first time. The Knight of Pentacles. Switching from being in the reverse to the upright. Be okay with taking your time. The patience. Okay? Don't be like one of those people who jump into a new hobby or a new thing and expect to, you know what I'm saying? It's like people starting YouTube and they expecting to be at 100,000 subscribers in a year. Y'all, I've been on YouTube since 2018. 6 years. My anniversary, I believe, is 11/11. And I'm just now at 40,000. So when people see a video or something go viral, they thinking, baby, I've been here. I've been putting in the work. I've been working on myself. I've been doing this. And that's just me being on YouTube. I bought my first deck. It was the fall 2014? It was either fall 2014 or spring 2015 in Detroit, Michigan. So it took me 3 years before I even started reading publicly. Oh, let me stop. I almost pulled my shirt. So it's like, and I'm not telling people, oh, you got to wait that long. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, don't compare yourself to other people's journey. It's like, take your time and do it right. Baby, we can do it. Take your time. Do it right. We can do it, baby. Do it tonight. Okay? Like, the Knight of Pentacles is a slow moving knight. It takes time. Now, yeah, some people may get those viral moments, but I'm telling y'all now, going viral ain't all it's made up to be. It's best to grow at a slow and steady pace. Because then you're able to meet people. You're able to build community. You're able to know, you know what I'm saying? It makes it more worth it. I mean, unless you just in it for, you know what I'm saying, to say that you did it. But it's one of those where when you take your time with it, because where you rushing to? Take your time. Don't beat yourself up. It took me 6 years to finish a doctorate program that I could have got done in 3.5. Okay? The what's it called? The imposter syndrome in me. People like, you're so smart. You're so this. In my head, I'm like, it took me 6 years to do something in 3.5 years. And they talking about I'm so smart. Sis, you did something that less than 2% of the population did. It don't matter how long it took you to do it. You did it. You kept going. The days you wanted to quit. Okay. That semester that you failed all your classes, got an F, all classes. You gave up on everything. You could have easily said, I'm done with all this shit. You get what I'm saying? So you got to give yourself more credit, y'all. Give yourself more credit for the things that you do, the things that you've gone through, the things that you have healed through. Okay? Y'all, the 7 of Wands. When it's in the reverse, it's like a burden. So someone doing something and they seeing it as a burden, something being difficult. Why is it taking so long? You get what I'm saying? But when you turn it into upright, you got to realize you are creating something that you're going to want to have to protect. You're not building something that the bad wolf can come and blow that shit down. You're building something that takes time. You're building something that it can't easily be torn down. It can't easily be infiltrated. It can't be easily, you get what I'm saying? It's insulated. It took time to build this. Keep building. Keep building. Y'all, first off, I don't recommend using hair paint. Not hair paint, the hair wax. I use hair wax on my hair, y'all. It keeps getting all over me. I'm washing it out, okay? I'm never using it again. But I had to tell you because I was looking at my hands and I see the red on it. I'm like, I can't even wear my hair down because it get on all my clothes. Okay, I know I got long, luscious locks. But you're building something that's worth protecting. And when you're building something that's worth protecting, you got to take your time to build it. You got to take your time to dig deep. You got to dig a little deeper, okay? You got to take your time. All right, y'all. I got to go get some work done. I've been relaxing and rejuvenating and fasting, and it's felt very good. I needed it. I think I need some more time, but this week is the workshop week, so I get the rest after this week. But I enjoyed y'all. Make sure y'all check me out on TikTok. My name on there is Doctress Mo, and then it's Nicole B. Not my Evolving Butterflies page. I don't post on that one anymore. I may go back to posting on it again eventually, but I really don't want to do tarot on TikTok anymore. I just want to do it on YouTube. And I like my other one where I can like talk and have conversations and like be me. You know, I've been loving it. Okay. But yeah, y'all have an amazing day. I thank y'all for being here. And as always be real, always be true.